fans. For the first time in over 25 years, it's time to introduce your Knoxville Smokies.
Go Smokies!
All right, Smokies fans, welcome back to another live Pilot Pre-Game Show. We are here at the Carolina Ale House for, I don't know, what seems like maybe the fourth or fifth time. This place is amazing. I can't get enough of it. I mean, they have everything. You see some people playing pool right now. They've got punching bag machines, race cars hanging from the ceiling, and you see that bar right there, that full 360 horseshoe bar. They've got a million taps over there. And what you can't see is that they also have a phenomenal outdoor seating area with another bar. So this place just has everything. I'm here with Daniel Iverson, Jimbo James Kohlschmelzer, and myself, Connor Nelson, here to take you through some more Smokies preview here for game number 4 between the Barons, the AA affiliate of the Chicago White Sox, and, of course, your Knoxville Smokies, AA affiliate of the Chicago Cubs. So we've got a little bit of that Chicago rivalry taking place right here in Knoxville today. And, folks, always got to remind you that our pregame show is sponsored by Pilot. Pilot is committed to connecting people and places with comfort, care, and a smile at every stop. You can check out one of their conveniently located stations and try their delicious burritos, jumbo wings, tenders, pizza, hot home-style meals, and more. Pilot will see you out here. And with that, folks, we'll reel it right back in here to the Carolina Ale House. I mean, this place is where Southern hospitality meets big-time bar, sports bar energy. I mean, there's TVs around every corner. I mean, we've got a little bit of MLB Network going on. We've got some PGA. We've even got... Is that college basketball reruns? Like, they've got everything here. You're never going to be disappointed. And after I got talking about all that Pilot food, you know, it got me a little bit hungry. And we're actually going to start today's show off with a little bit of the Carolina Ale House food review. So right here, I'm going to go pull up what we're reviewing right now. We've got this bad boy right here. Bang! Look at that. It's a, I don't know. You know what? I forget even the name of it. I've been so locked into eating it. Daniel, what do we have on the screen right here?
This is the famous double Western smash burger. The double stack burger has cheddar, crispy smoked bacon, crispy onion strings, lettuce, tomato, the famous Carolina barbecue sauce, and the most important ingredient, in my opinion, the toasted potato roll. Phenomenal looking burger right here on the screen. And by the looks of Connor, it looks like he really likes this. What would y'all grade these burgers right now?
Well, I mean, I was about to give my grade, but then I looked over and Jimbo hasn't even taken a bite yet. But it's actually because he already scarfed it down. It's gone.
I may have been a little hungry today. I'm going to be honest with you.
Jimbo couldn't wait for the food review to punch this burger. It's all gone. So, Jimbo, what's your rating for it since you've already been through the whole thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, now that I devoured the thing, I would give it a 7.5 on the burger. I really love the fries, though. The fries are phenomenal. I mean, the burger had good texture to it, like I said, and those pickles they were phenomenal. But, yeah, I'm so sorry, but I was just starving today.
Oh, well, folks, at least you get this phenomenal visual right here. This is exactly how the burger came out. You probably didn't see it because I had to take those pickles out before I stabbed myself. But this is exactly how it came out. You got your pickle tower, your crispy onions, your bacon on there. And, you know, my rating for it, it's going to be right at an 8.2. It could have used maybe just a tad little bit more barbecue sauce. I'm a sauce guy, but we'll save that for later. This was a phenomenal burger. Jimbo mentioned the fries. They were also phenomenal. And we can't wait to keep continuing to try more food here at the Carolina Ale House. We had a little bit of a dessert review last week, and if you need to, sometimes we need people to be our designated eaters, you know, so if you want to join us, have a chance to win tickets to your next Smokies game, come on down to the Carolina Ale House when the Smokies are home in Knoxville. We'll be right here, 4:30, 5 o'clock start time for this show, and who knows, maybe you'll get a chance to help us out a little bit with some designated eating as we get into our Pilot pregame show, and we're sitting here right before game number 4. It's a 7 o'clock first pitch start, and we've got a good one here today. And I mean, this show is going to be jam-packed with a bunch of stuff. We've got previews, we've got recaps, and we've got a little bit of it all. So if you haven't tuned into any of the first 3 games, we're going to give you a quick rundown right here. So in game number 1, it was a pitcher's duel. The very fresh start to the second half. Everybody's records reset, and everybody was looking to get on the win column first. And for the Smokies, it was a pitcher's duel led by Sam Armstrong. 6 shutout innings, his best performance of the season, and he was rocking a new number that I think is going to stick around. And they had Chris Clark make his Smokies debut here in 2025, and then Mitchell Tyransky came on to secure the save. So the Smokies won game 1. Jimbo, give the listeners a little bit of a rundown on game 2.
Yeah, so just to cut it short and sweet here, they had a heartbreaker that night. It was a back-and-forth battle, basically. Ended up being a 1-run game heading into the 9th, and then the Birmingham Barons, they took an extra run to put two runs up. They were essentially up by 2 by the end of the 9th and couldn't get the job done. 8-6 was the final score.
And with that, Daniel, why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown of what happened last night in game 3?
Unlike game 2, the Smokies got back in the winning column. The Smokies were all over Jake Polish in game 3 in his return from the major leagues. Knoxville ran up a 5 spot in the first inning thanks to a 3-run moonshot from B.J. Murray, his 13th home run of the season, and an RBI triple from Jordan Wogu. The Smokies held control of the game after the first and never really gave it back. The Smokies bullpen was also very efficient. Antonio Santos was very efficient as well. The whole bullpen was great for the Smokies. And at the end of the day, when you get a win, that's all you want. And the Smokies are at the top of the standings. So a big win for the Smokies so far.
Yeah, you know what they say, a win is a win is a win. And Daniel, you led us perfectly into our Southern League standings. Here as I pop open this picture, this is where the standings sit right now after the Smokies have taken a 2-1 lead here in the series against Birmingham. And Knoxville and Birmingham are actually the only 2 teams up in the north in the win column. But, of course, you've got Knoxville right up there. Number 1, baby. We're in first place right now. Smokies are looking to keep themselves there, as we've got Chattanooga and Rocket City still yet to get into the win column. And then you move on to the Southern League South. Biloxi, they won the first half. They're currently sitting in dead last in the Southern League South with that 1-2 record. Montgomery and Pensacola starting it off strong. And that's kind of what you see here in the second half. Because we know if you win the first half, that's a guaranteed playoff spot at the end of the season. So there's not exactly that same fire that you had in the first half or the second half. The teams are going to change a lot as we get into the trade deadline season, September call-ups. So the Smokies have had a lot of the same guys on this roster all throughout the season. They're banding together, and they're ready to make a playoff push because every single game here in the second half is going to hold some playoff weight. And with that, we'll go ahead and get into tonight's matchup, and we're going to go ahead and start with our starting pitchers. And with that, we've got a phenomenal matchup here for you folks tonight. It's going to be the left-hander for the Birmingham Barons, Shane Murphy. He's coming in with a 5-3 record and a 1.62 ERA. And then on the mound for the Smokies, it's been one of the Southern League's best, Grant Kipp. He's all over the Southern League leaderboards. But first, let's go ahead and get it started with our opposing pitcher, Shane Murphy. Jimbo, why don't you give us the rundown on this southpaw?
Yeah, so Shane Murphy is currently 5-3 with a 1.62 ERA. He had 8 games started this season and 10 outings. He is originally from Chandler, Arizona. He was drafted by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 31st round of the 2019 MLB Amateur Draft. However, he forgoed that, and then he was drafted in the 14th round by the White Sox in 2022. He's holding opponents to a .198 batting average with a .081 whip. He is not ranked, surprising enough, on the prospect list for the Chicago White Sox. He attacks the corners of the strike zone. And again, a very fun fact for him, he learned a lot from his brother, spent time with the Blue Jays and the Nationals in the major leagues. So it was kind of interesting fact. Yeah,
baseball's in the blood for Shane Murphy, and you mentioned it. Not on any top prospect lists right now, but what he's been able to do this season, you see the stats right on the screen. 5-3 with a 1.62 ERA. That could be good enough on the next re-rank to maybe slot him up into the top 30 for the White Sox. But he's not a guy that's going to blow you away with the fastball. He's a crafty left-hander, just like we saw last night out of Jake Polish. So the Smokies going to look to do the exact same thing to this southpaw that they did yesterday, because it's been a southpaw slugfest for the Smokies. They lead the Southern League in batting average against lefties. So with that, we'll leave it there for Shane Murphy, and we're going to move it on to our side, the home side. Who's going to be coming out of that first base dugout tonight, Daniel?
It'll be Grant Kipp. This year, he's 5-2 as a starter with a 2.98 ERA. Kipp has been phenomenal on the mound all year for the Smokies. He's been one of the most successful starters for the Smokies this season, like I mentioned. And in his 13 starts, Kipp is 5-2 with the team winning 8 of his 13 starts this season. The righty out of Yale will be making his second start against Birmingham. this season. And in his first start, he tossed 6 shutout innings. Yeah, you heard me right. 6 shutout innings, scattering 6 hits and 5 free passes. He will look to limit the base runners and stifle the Barons' offense once again tonight.
Yep, he's been looking great all season long, and he's going to look to do it again in front of this home crowd. He was referred to earlier in the season as the Rain Man by some guys on the team, and that's just because every single one of his starts was being impacted by the rain. But he's had a good couple of weeks here where he hasn't had too much of that, and it's going to be another hot one today in Knoxville. So fans, make sure you're visiting the snack bars. Keep hydrating because Grant Kipp is going to be bringing the heat tonight. And with that, we'll go ahead and get into our lineups here. We've got our featured batters, and we always got to start it up at the top. We're going to start with our Mint Gaming Hall leadoff batter of the game. And Jimbo, who do we got up at the top of the lineup for the Smokies tonight?
Yes, our Mint Gaming Hall leadoff batter is going to be Jalen Palmer. The other day, he actually started at the bottom of the order, made his way to the top of the order. He is a base stealer, and I think it's a great move by Lance Reimel to put him at the top of the order. Hopefully, he could steal a bag to get him in the scoring position early on. He's actually 15-19 this season stealing bags, stealing second, 12 for 15. Against left-handed opponents, he's batting .327, 16 for 49 in his at-bats, and he's on currently a 5-game on-base streak. And I'll turn it over to the exterior home solution cleanup batter. To you, Daniel.
As we move down the order, we have our exterior home solutions cleanup batter, and is none other than BJ Murray Jr. Funny, he's the cleanup batter tonight because last night he was phenomenal. Hit a bomb, a 3-run home run yesterday that helped the Smokies get in the win column. That was his 13th home run of the year and a key stat for BJ Murray. He's second in RBIs in the Southern League, so he continues to get runners in scoring position home with his bat. He's very efficient, and he's got the long ball with his home run ball.
Yeah, you mentioned he's second in the Southern League in RBIs right now, and you know who's first? His teammate. It's actually Pedro Ramirez who leads the Southern League in RBIs right now with 45 of them. He's also on a 10-game hit streak. He's not one of our featured batters tonight, but he is up in the 2-hole as he always is, so keep a lookout for Pedro Ramirez to stay hot. And then we're going to move it down to, my favorite featured batter. It's our Wendy's double stack batter of the game. And what this means is that essentially, if this guy hits a double or better, no, just kidding. It's just a double. He has to hit a double for us to go home with a free coupon to get a double stack at Wendy's tomorrow. So that's what we're hoping for out of Jordan Wogu tonight. As we take a look at some of his highlights from just yesterday, he had the exclamation point of the 5-run first inning for the Smokies with this triple you see. Went off of the right center field wall, and Wogu knows how to turn on those burners. He was up into third sliding and just electrified the home crowd here at Covenant Health Park. And then he followed it up with another RBI hit. You see this one go out into the center, drives in another run for the Smokies as they were able to push through to that Game 3 win. He drives in his buddy Felix Stevens, and looking for more of that from Jordan Wogu tonight. He's really been getting hot recently. In the month of June, he's batting over 300. Here in his last 10 games, playing even better. So we're going to look for Jordan Wogu to come through for the fans tonight and deliver us some double stacks. And with that, folks, that wraps up our featured batters. We'll go ahead and give you a quick rundown at the starting lineup. It's going to be Jalen Palmer, Pedro Ramirez, Corey Joyce back in the lineup at shortstop, BJ Murray Jr. at DH, Pablo Aliendo at first, Rayvaj Garcia at second, Felix Stevens out in right field, Jordan Wogu, like we just said, our Wendy's double stack batter, is batting out of the 8th spot, and then Casey Opitz will round out the lineup here tonight for the Smokies. And with that, folks, that's kind of going to wrap up our Pilot pregame show. So if you're looking to join us here on the Pilot pregame show, tomorrow will actually be at local Smoky, just a couple minutes away from the stadium. So come join us there. You could have a chance to win free tickets to your next Smokies game of your choosing. We're going to be doing some trivia, maybe some other fan challenges. And if you want to just come visit this amazing Carolina Ale House, we're here almost every Friday when the Smokies are home. This is an amazing atmosphere for sports. We got to thank them for hosting us here today as the crowd is just starting to fill back in. Man, it's becoming sports time. You've got everything on the TVs here. There's some MLB Network, some PGA, some college basketball like we were saying earlier. This is a great time here at the Carolina Ale House. So with that, folks, go ahead and get ready. It's a 7 o'clock first pitch start between Grant Kipp and Shane Murphy. It's Smokies versus Barons going down at Covenant Health Park tonight. Smokies looking to take a 3-1 series lead over Birmingham. We've got first pitch coming up shortly. So for the Smokies Baseball Network, this is Daniel Iverson, James Jimbo Kolschmelzer, and P.S. if you have another cool nickname for him, make sure you send it to us. My ats are Connor Broadcast, or you could send it to Mick the Broadcaster, or just any way you can get in touch with us, send Jimbo some more nicknames, please. And my name's Connor Nelson. We're signing out for the Smokies Baseball Network. This was another phenomenal live Pilot pregame show from the Carolina Ale House. So get ready for first pitch. It's coming up soon. And fans at Covenant Health Park, let's go Smokies.
Fans, for the first time in over 25 years, it's time to introduce your Knoxville Smokies.
Go Smokies! Woo!